P-Valley is one of the best shows I have ever seen in my life. And that means a lot coming from me. Let's talk about it.
Y'all already know what time it is. I got the black V-neck on.
Katori Hall and Patrick-Ian Polk, let me just tell you, y'all are doing what needs to be done. This is black queer magic over here. This is blackness, just everything. Oh my God. My hats, my kudos to you all for putting together such a beautiful project, a beautiful body of work. The awesomeness is just oozing out of this show. Oh my gosh. So I was first introduced to P-Valley back in 2020. I went to DC to visit a friend and he was like, let's watch P-Valley. I was like, girl, what is this? What is this, honey? We watched 1 or 2 episodes. We had a smoke session. Went up, we drinking Henny. We watching it because we was watching Harry Potter. He's like, let's watch P-Valley. So we started watching it. And I'm scooting up and I was like, okay, girl. Like, I did not know all the things. First of all, I did not know who the creator was. I did not know that Katori Hall, if I'm pronouncing her name correctly, if I'm not, I do apologize. Because I think it said Katori Hall. But she's from Memphis. She is from Memphis, Tennessee. And I was doing some work on her. I said, oh, no wonder there's so many elements of Memphis. There's so many elements of Memphis in this show, and it's done so well. It's done so well, and I think the only thing that gets me is the accents. The accents from season 1, girl. I was like, girl, do we talk like that? I don't think we talk like that. I don't think we talk like that. But the accents have definitely improved on season 2. The show is just stellar. Like I said, the show is just stellar. They have a good cast of people who know how to act, who know how to take a character and give it life. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Little Murder, one of my favorite characters. This is, I think this is the first time I have ever loved a DL, quote unquote DL, because we don't necessarily, is Little Murder DL? I feel like this is a kind of a different version of DL from what we're used to seeing, because Little Murder is not quote unquote abusive. He's not, what's the name, he just understands that he cannot, society won't allow him to exist as this person and do the stuff that he's doing, because he's talented with his music and stuff and his artistry, but he cannot exist as a queer black man publicly like that. And we see that. We don't see Little Murder necessarily in female relationships. We don't see him with any of that. We don't see him, and then we just see him, you know, apparently just male relationships. That's all we've seen, and it's not abusive. Like, that's what I'm normally used to seeing, but there is some aggressiveness to him, especially when, baby, let's talk about this last episode, this last recent episode. I'm not gonna get into it too much, but this sex scene that everyone is talking about that has Lil Duval pissed off and all the other stuff, and has Patrick-Ian Polk responding and saying that queerness is not going anywhere, so you just might as well go find something else. You need to leave Tuscaloosa. You need to leave Tuscaloosa in my casino. I want Uncle Clifford to cuss me out. The way Uncle Clifford went off on Autumn, baby, you him back here sleeping and you calling it a building. I loved it. But Patrick-Ian Polk said the queerness is not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. And this is the first time, this is the first time I've seen a sex scene with 2 black gay men, 2 black queer men, that feel like it was not only realistic, but authentic. It was so authentic, because sometimes we'll get it, they'll put the little, you know, the little Jimmy on, they'll put the little condom on, and that be it. They say, oh, gotta open up the condom, gotta do that. But it was so well. Now, girl, some of the girls who know, I was like, we ain't seen him go out and clean her out. Well, she didn't clean herself out before this session. And I was like, I feel like they would have been doing too much, and it's just kind of like, he probably was, how we know he know his body. Big T knew his body. Oh, girl, I might be spoiling, but Big T know his body, girl. Big T know his body. Maybe that's what it was giving. Maybe he had already cleaned out, and he was just prepared at any minute, because some of the bottoms, and shout out to the bottoms, shout out to the girls, shout out to the bottoms that wake up in the morning like, girl, I'm ready. Power up to y'all, because y'all out here doing the Lord's work. Amen. But like a lot of folks was talking about it, it had a lot of heterosexual folks pissed off. And someone made a good point on Twitter. Someone said that it seems like a lot of the heteros, like cishet women, cishet men, were upset because they're so used to seeing the gay character be as feminine as Uncle Clifford. And Uncle Clifford is non-binary now. Like, let's talk about that. Uncle Clifford is non-binary. So they're used to seeing a traditional gay man being feminine and all the other stuff. And it's like, okay, we don't really take it serious. But these are two men that looks like they can be your homeboys. And it's not just them, you know, having sex with this man because this is all they got or something happened to them in jail. It's no, we can see Little Murder have attraction and have feelings towards this character that exists outside of the norm. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And I love it. I love it. Like, let's talk about the colorism that is almost non-existent. I say almost non-existent because you cannot rid any show completely of colorism. It exists. But I think that y'all are doing a hell of a job to see even the scene where Mercedes' daughter, you know, her stepmother is dark skinned. Apparently, you know, the husband was dark skinned too. Mercedes is dark skinned. That normally doesn't happen. Like, you have this character who is raising a child from a previous relationship, a child that came from her husband cheating. And normally that character who's raising a child would have been light skinned. It would have been a light skin, like, or it would have been, like, it would have been either or. The mother would have been light skinned, and the child would have been dark skinned, or either or. But all of it is like, it's all of them dark skinned. And I feel like that's just the basic, but that's something that we don't see. And like, unlike some shows, the Kenya light skinned cinematic universe, where we see nothing but light skinned folks, this is the first time I've seen a show that is just showing like traditional, not traditional, I don't want to say that word, but black folks and blackness. Like, I'm seeing black folks exist. I'm not seeing specific black folks being chosen, like you have to look like a model. Even watching other shows where they try to create these black shows, even some of these folks will be doing plays and movies, I feel like I'm looking at black folks and how they look. We got fat black folks, we got disabled black folks, we got black folks black folking. It's just, I feel like that y'all have taken a camera and just dipped it on something. I feel like I'm existing in this world that this is happening. And I fucking love that. I love that. I love it. Now, some people will say the storylines are, there's a lot because I'm reviewing every episode on Patreon, sign up for Patreon. And it is a lot going on this season, but I love it. I love it. I love it. Shout out to Nate. It is a lot going on. It's a lot of storylines that are branching out, but I don't want to turn the TV off. I want to turn the TV up so I can see what's going on, so I can pay attention. And I love the hoodoo that we're seeing, because at first, I wasn't necessarily a fan of it because I thought that it was getting a little bit weird for my taste and I didn't want to see it go bad. But y'all are doing the damn thing. Like, y'all are showcasing so much. The show is so fucking good. At the very least, sign up for Stars if you haven't, with an email address, and do a 7. Like, Stars is not sponsoring this, girl. They should, to be honest. They should. Y'all got some money for Pride. Y'all got some Pride. Get my queer ass on there and talk about this show. Run me my check. But no, I'm not doing this for Stars. I'm doing this for blackness, because this show deserves to be praised. As we talk about all of the quote-unquote black excellence shows, this is black excellence. This is the black excellence that doesn't get talked about because it's not considered black excellence. These are black folks surviving in ways that they can. The best way they can, relying on sex work, relying on these things, relying on community. Even though I ain't here for y'all, the revisionist that's going on with what's his name, the coon mayor. But y'all are showing how black folks have been looking out for black folks for a long time, even when these black folks have bad politics. Like, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's so authentic. It's so real. It's so queer. And I don't feel like this is a queer show. I feel like this is a black show that shows black folks and queer people exist, because so many times black folks think that queer people do not exist. It's like, oh, this is a gay show. No, it's not. This is a black show. Y'all had no issue with, like, we have no issue with all the big booty women all in there dancing and all the other stuff. It had been like straight men dancing stuff, the cis men would have been upset. Like, y'all just don't like it. And I feel like that's a critique on y'all. Like, girl, I hope this show continues on for many more seasons. And I think that y'all are doing an amazing job. I am loving it. If y'all have not seen it, you definitely need to watch it. Check it out. And if you want to see reviews on it on Patreon, please go ahead and sign up, girl. Wait till the first, though. Wait till the first of the month, because it's the 30th. You're going to get billed again. But the show is just that damn good. I just cannot express that. I don't want to go into detail too much, but I'm going to definitely get into it, because I'm going to do this last episode review right now after I finish with this one. But this show is amazing. And y'all are just so, oh my God, even the queer prom they did for Uncle Clifford, oh my God, talk about just the things. Oh my God, y'all did that. It was so authentic. It was so good. I love Uncle Clifford so much. Let me tell y'all my favorite line from this season 2. You talk about needing some dick, Amazon just delivered it to your door, baby. When she said that, I like to rewind it about 50 or 11 times, because it was just so good. The music, the budget, all of the things, but I ain't gonna get into too much because that's going on over Patreon. But check it out. Beautiful show, beautiful writing, good writing, authentic storytelling, just awesomeness, amazing. And just shout out to y'all, because y'all did this, period.